I'm trapped in my basement and it's snowing hard.
Car mon cœur amoureux, bleu, bleu, l'amour est bleu.
Meow. Yep, I'm in my basement, it's snowing. So I'm just going to do a quick update of the plans that we have now for the Shire, which will be our retirement property and our bug out location. I always think if you can live at your bug out location, it's always the best. But obviously in the real world, people have to work and that's not always achievable. But on retirement, it should be achievable if you've got some luck and some money and some planning behind you. So let's have a look what we've come up with so far. So this is a terrible diagram, it's a bit out of focus, but it's all I can come up with, so you'll have to put up with it. This is the ground floor. It's a two-storey house. We're not able to build a basement both because of rock and water table. And what we have here is when you come into the bottom of it through a covered foyer, we're actually going to have that covered. We're not going to have it open like you'll see in the pictures. It will be covered, not heated, for a transition area. When you come in, you have a communal toilet and utilities on your right, and you walk through and then you actually pass the kitchen area. The kitchen area is going to be one of the main focuses of this house because we have two vegan chefs. And then there's a great room which has doors that swing open, and you can actually walk out into the back part of the property. So the house itself, we could build a house for Kitty and me and it would cost a certain amount of money. We can build a house for Kitty and me and her sister and husband and it would cost not a lot more money. The reason we've gone with the communal housing idea here is because the property we're on is ecologically very, very sensitive, and actually to get planning permission for a second house build, even though we have 103 acres, is next to impossible without subdividing and doing a whole bunch of 1 year long environmental impact studies, which we probably would fail. The area is that beautiful and that important for water table that we probably would fail. So what we've decided is we have a house with a communal kitchen, which the two chefs will share, a communal living space that we can all gather in, but a door off each side of the communal living space actually takes you into the house proper for each of the two couples. So on the ground floor, when you walk into the house, what you actually get when you walk out the living area is you walk into our living space, which is on the left of the diagram as you look at it. So we have our own living space with a stair internally separated from the other couple going upstairs. Now my bedroom will be a small bedroom at the end of that living space, and the reason I've got that is because I actually want to be able to use my living space, my bedroom, as kind of like a really cool idea I've always wanted to do, which is kind of like a submariner's bedroom. So the bedding and the furniture and everything else will be actually very much compacted, and it will be designed for storage space, and that probably will be my main YouTube video area, though I will obviously be using our private living room as well. So these pictures are from the original video I took of somebody else's house, the builder's house, and you can see that the space and the light is actually quite dramatic. What you don't see is how tall it is inside, and they use that because it's a passive solar house. We will have a loft, so when you go from the private living room up the private staircase, you enter an area which you're still designing. Unlike the pictures here, what we're actually going to have is the private upstairs will be directly connected with the stairs. To get into the communal loft space, which is in the middle top of this diagram, what you will have to do is open a door. The reason we've done this is because both couples have dogs. Both couples have issues with dog interrelating to the other couple's dogs. So we don't want the dogs going up the stairs from their private area and then interfacing with the other dogs. So that's why we've done that. The two cats that we have remaining will actually be living in the kitchen and living room area that is communal. So the change from this plan is when you come up the stairs, you actually then walk into an open area where the main toilet for the couples is going to be with some other stuff. The actual master bedroom, which Kitty's already grabbed, will be a doorway separated from the communal toilet area. This should not cause us much problems. So that's where we're at. We've got architectural plans pretty much done. The builder is now seeking to get planning permission. If planning permission goes well, and it probably will, they should be able to start pouring a foundation next to the original house at the Shire probably sometime in May. If everything goes well, and these things never do, the house will be constructed by the end and completed by the end of November. One of the things we're looking at is whether to put solar panels on the roof or to have a ground tracking installation. Obviously the ground tracking installation will cost more. I'm probably going to push for that option for the reason that we'll need as much power as we can get. And I'm actually going to look at doing both options. I think that might be an idea as well. The backup heating in all of the solar passive houses, certainly this far north of the equator, have to have backup heating, and what we're probably going to go for is wood heating, possibly under the floor heating as well. This is all to be decided. Anyway, that's where we're at with the Shire property. We're excited by it. We're going to completely level the original house. Although it's nice and beautiful, it's not really historic because it has had fires in the past and it's got substantial problems with the foundation. But if we can, we're going to keep the major kitchen area of the original Shire as well and use that as a storage studio space. That again will depend on planning permission and will depend on cost. The beauty of what we're doing with this is that the sewage system that's already set up can be used. The well system that's already set up can be used. So a lot of those major costs you would get with a fresh build, we should be able to mitigate. Anyway, hopefully you'll see this develop as it goes along, and welcome your feedback on this. It's exciting times for us as we head towards retirement. Anyway, remember in SHTF, if you don't prepare, tomorrow will always be worse than today. And I'm just going to finish this up with a couple of stills from the original video I did when we were still looking at options, and Ekobuilt is the option we picked. Toodles!
Doux, doux, l'amour est doux, doux c'est ma vie dans tes bras. Doux, doux, l'amour est doux, doux c'est ma vie près de toi.